Hey, we're here at Gunner's Firearms with Maggie. Maggie, it's so good to see you again.
Hey, it is great to see you too, Mark. Blue
good
shirt
to be seen.
looks really good on you today.
That's doing the blue.
Right?
It's doing the blue.
Just a couple of blue collar workers.
That's right. That's right. Got actually little blue collar going. Well, hey, Maggie. We've been talking a bit today about other stuff, but something that I did want to ask about before we finish up today, and check out those other videos too. But I've seen a trend online of people talking about a shift in ammo prices. Mm-hmm. So I just want to let you talk to that, because I don't want to say, well, here's what a guy on the internet said. So I'm just going to let you talk about it.
Well, here's what a random girl on the internet said. And the rumors that we have heard, because right now there is no confirmation. This is just rumors. What I can tell you is that we have seen prices dropping on certain things.
Oh, that's good news.
And we are getting distributors call us with mostly NATO standard cartridges. So this is going to be your 5.56, your 9 millimeters, okay, your 308s. Okay. But the prices are coming down and the quantities are going up for very, very, very reasonable prices. And I'm really excited to see that we have these and can do more than just like, a box of 50 at a time. So it's nice to be able to tell people, yeah, I have several thousand rounds. How many cases do you want? Do you want 10,000 rounds of 9 millimeter? I can get it for you. And it's not going to break your pocketbook. Granted, it's still not as cheap as anything we saw in 2019, 2018. It is definitely nowhere near as cheap as it was in 1998.
Sure.
Or any time before that. So this is new normal. But at least for right now, it's good.
But would you say it's the cheapest we've seen since then?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's
okay.
definitely been the lowest prices offered to us in at least 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
So I'm really,
cool.
really, really excited about that. But then the other thing that my cousin and I have talked about recently is the prices are falling. We should stock up while the prices are dropping, and we can sustainably keep this up. But we're always prepping for that weird time of an election year, which this is going to happen. At some point, a politician will get on TV or the internet, and they will flap their gums about something. Gun control will be mentioned. Background checks, ammunition, or maybe reducing all of that will come into some conversation somewhere. Mm-hmm. And panic will start. And then the demand will go up, the supply will go down, and you'll see the prices change again. But right now, nobody's buying ammo. Everybody's got it in stock, and it's cheap. So while we got it, you might as well start looking at stockpiling just a little more. I'm not saying like hoarders. You don't have to pack your entire house full of ammo until the floors collapse and you can't walk through it anymore. Just, within reason, what works best for you. But if you want to spend some more time taking your babies out on range dates, now'd be the time to do it, because some of that ammo is pretty cheap. And certain seasonal ammunitions are coming back into stock too. So you'll see a little bit of stuff here and there coming back in. 30 Super Carry, 22 ARC. The hard to come by stuff for us recently has been the 44 Mag, 45 Colt. And that stuff's all back in stock. We've got 45 70s now.
I have not seen 44 Magnum on the shelf since 2019.
I shouldn't brag because
I really am not like when you said that, I was like, what?
I
44
shouldn't
Magnum?
brag, but at the same time, I'm like,
I think the last box I saw was something my stepdad left behind in his basement when he moved.
We got it. Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
gosh, this is great news. And it's interesting because even yesterday, I heard on the radio, here in Kansas City, that Lake City Ammo was hiring bullet packers. I've lived here my whole life. I have never seen an advertisement from Lake City Ammo, ever. And they're building that new plant. So this makes sense to me, that's awesome. That's great news. If you don't mind me asking, like, kind of some details, like, okay, so like a box of 25, or let's say a box of, like, what do you sell them? Like, what would a box of 20 go for, roughly?
We are in kind of a unique little pocket in the Midwest here. Our prices, I don't know that our prices reflect a national average, and they definitely are not the same as what other people and your viewers will experience elsewhere.
Sure.
But I can say for this tiny pocket of Kansas City, a box of 9mm, 50 rounds of a full metal jacket has pretty much averaged $20 a box, and for just 50 rounds. And now we're seeing bulk packs of 200 for $60. So let's buy 3 packs and get 1 pack free. Right there. So it's starting to come down in price. $15 a box or less. I mean, it's no $10 or less a box, but at least it's coming down. And we still do have other brands. You have a ton of options now, not just maybe 1 or 2 brands, but you will have some of those other brands where the prices will be a little higher, and you'll still see that $20 or more a box for 50 rounds of 9. But some of it has been coming down to much more reasonable prices. So I'm happy about it. I bought a case.
And if you think about, like, really, based off what you're saying here is, you look at ever since the beginning of 2020, when everybody just panicked and went out and bought tons of guns, tons of ammo, and then all of a sudden we're just out.
Yeah.
And then prices skyrocketed. Lots of price gouging. But people stocked up, and over the last 4 or 5 years, and that's really a lot of why people aren't, like, I haven't purchased ammo in a while, because I just have plenty on hand.
You're sitting on what you got.
Which is, I think, what everybody did, which is probably why a lot of people aren't buying. But based on what you're saying, it really seems like now, if you're going to stock up right now, financially speaking, is the best time in the last 4 years to do it.
I got guys that come in here, prices have dropped on this. Or, you have this ammo in? Yeah, it's gone up since I bought that stuff 4 or 5 years ago, but you've got it, and you've got more than one option. I'll take them.
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks that the prices are not as cheap as they have historically been. It is really awesome that it is there in supply, in bulk, for anyone who wants it at this time. Low demand is great for low prices.
Mm-hmm.
So let's sell it while we got it, and enjoy the cheap prices while we can. So
absolutely, because I if you were to say, well, what do you think's going to happen to the ammo prices? I've been wrong a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because you try to predict, well, I think this is going to happen, or that, and especially when you're looking at like an election year, or you're looking at what the ATF is doing, or you're looking at what Lake City Ammo is doing. You're trying to make predictions. So let's just put it for what it's worth. Maybe I got this right or wrong, but I would bet as you get closer to the election, and you kind of hinted towards this too, that people are going to start buying more guns and ammo. So really, if they're coming down now, I think now is once you get kind of into that fall range, I would predict it's going to go back up. If not, be somewhat
election years,
like your choices will be more limited.
They tend to go like one of 2 ways. If it's looking like there's going to be a president that is pro firearms, nobody worries.
Mm-hmm.
They're not worried about turmoil or anything like that. They got a president that's the pro firearms in there, and you'll see the prices on arms and ammo drop because the demand is so low for them.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, if you have a candidate up for election, or that it has been elected into office and they are anti-firearm, then you see that mad rush. And oh no, this person's going to take all of our arms away, all of our ammunition. We have to go out while we still can and protect ourselves, our families, and yeah, arm ourselves just in case. In times of turmoil, my cousin will tell you, people will cling to their Bibles and their guns.
Yeah.
In times
I think that's why they like this channel.
There you go.
That's what we talk about.
So
mostly, you know.
in peaceful, quiet times,
I get that.
You still have the Bible, you still have the guns, but you don't have the. I mean, you're not in that kind of.
This is a tough election. I definitely don't want to get into politics for sure.
I know you
politics. Don't either. Yeah, I know you
I'm
don't
so sorry.
But I think either way, I don't think there's anybody on the ballot that's pro-gun, honestly. Just being honest. I don't think anybody on the ballot this next election is pro-gun. One might be less anti-Second Amendment than the other, but they're both. Anyhow.
I can't put. I'm just really kind of ticked that these are the only options I'm given. I'm like, hello, we have way more options
like this is
than
our
this.
Best?
This is really the best
of
you
America.
guys are giving us right now.
This is our best.
This is the best we have elected so far. That
it's
is.
Like, let's see, the Antichrist or a chicken? I don't know. I don't know. Which one should we pick? Well, anyhow, back to ammo. Back to ammo. So
I'm going to sit here and giggle about that for the rest of the day. Thank you.
You're welcome for that one. If it offended you, enjoy.
Yeah. Enjoy.
But it's kind of a realistic view of what we're dealing with here. But it is a good time to buy ammo in the end.
It is.
It is. And actually, it makes me kind of think, when we're done filming here, I'm going to peek at what you got going on there and see what I need. Because there's some guns that I haven't fed in a long time. Just because I thought, well, I'll just wait. I just don't have that ammo. Or, it makes more sense to stock up on 9mm than something like 44 Magnum,
I like the older, like really cool revolvers, 38 Smith & Wesson. That's the 38 short. For some of you out there, not to be confused with the longer 38 special, but the 38 short Smith & Wesson. People have been asking about those. They still have the firearms that have been handed down through the generations. And that ammo is seasonal, and they only make it certain times every so many years, and that's coming back into stock now. We haven't had a good selection or a supply or even options for 38 short for years now. And now I have the ability to offer people more than one option.
That's cool.
So that I'm happy about
nice.
that.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. I'm still here no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Well,
now, I can't wait to see what the end of this year is going to do.
Oh, yeah.
The videos may just get squirrelier as we go along this year.
Wait till we get to the end of November. We'll have Kevlar helmets on. It's really crazy out there.
I get so sick of the commercials for the elections and
it's terrible.
Their candidates and everything, and I'm just like, I'd like to not know some of this, please.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's going to be a rough one, though. I hope I'm wrong on that.
I really hope you are too.
I think it's funny. The last one was really stressing me out, like it did most of America, most of the world probably.
Yeah. And
I was taking a walk with my son at that time, and I realized he probably doesn't even know there was an election. And here we're actually living the same life, and he's kicking it and enjoying life, and I'm stressed out. But neither one of our lives is different. Like, we live in the same house. We're experiencing the same weather. We're on the same budget. We're eating the same food. We're driving the same cars. But yet he's not worried about anything, and I'm super stressed out. So I learned a lot in that moment that I kind of need to be more like him, because in the end, I'm just one vote. So it really doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you tell me. It doesn't matter what I say online. None of that matters. I'm one vote. That's what I got in me. So I'm going to worry about it the morning of the election. And that's when I'm going to worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll worry that day, and then once I cast my vote, I've done literally all I can do.
That's tomorrow's problems,
Yeah.
and I don't need to borrow any more problems for my
tomorrow.
day today.
That's right.
I'm just dealing with what I got in front of me today, and that's as far as I'm going to take it.
Well, I can say, though, it is going to be interesting to talk about guns over the next year. That's for sure.
Isn't it, though?
Something tells me it's going to be kind of a fun ride this year.
My ears kind of perk up, my little radar pings anytime somebody talks about guns. So, but this year's going to be pretty interesting, for sure.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
So.
All right, well, we'll just enjoy the ride.
We will. We're here for it.
That's right.
So until next time.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.